And two, the ordinance itself, if the people don't mind it, and they won't, if they wanted to, if they allow it to happen on their private property there, then, that would be up to them.
Sure.
If they want to do that activity. But this just, right now, we just don't have any teeth. There's nothing really we can do to enforce any type of activity with these folks that are dropping off, food on our sidewalks and parking lots and in business areas. And I know the business folks over there, there's a lot of them are pet animal lovers, but they also have a business to run, and I can understand where it can be a health hazard with, using that.
It's already become a health hazard. Glenn, tell about the situation with the person going in the dumpster. Do you know that?
Yeah, unfortunately,
We gotta do something. We just gotta do something.
one of the persons that's involved in actually feeding them has been going into dumpsters and taking old rotten food, meat, and different items out from those dumpsters and leaving them in sidewalks, which, has been decomposing for a while, so they don't have the best of smells, and we can get complaints on that type of activity. It wouldn't be as bad if it's just dried cat food or something.
Sure.
But when it comes to that
It's a
activity,
safety hazard also.
it's really a public health hazard. So, that's something to consider, and if you,
Mr. Connors,
When they catch them feeding them, then they belong to them.
if you have the opportunity, Mr. Connors, to review that and bring it back before the board so we can get it to us and let us have a chance to review it.
thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. All right. Mr. House, have anything? No. Mr. Townsend?
The only thing that I have is sparked by the cemetery board is that in the past, and he told us he'd sold all the lots. Mike told us all the lots had been sold. And I know the cemetery has been a problem about to go out with lots for a long, long time. I've always been concerned with it. Others have too, not just me. And we've even gone as far as looking at sites and locations for a possible new city cemetery because we cannot enlarge where we are. We've done everything we can. Mike's done everything he can. Lots are just out. And I'm just bringing it up to this commission to see if it's a dead issue or do we want to look at a possible city cemetery. Do we want to be in the business or do we not? I know we support the one out on Sunset in the church. We even talked one time about doing a joint city-county possible cemetery, and county apparently was not interested at that time. But I'll just bring it up because we're going to be faced with people wanting to use a city or a city cemetery, and we're going to be out. In fact, we're out now, and I don't know how we react to that or what our legal obligations are. Mike, what are our legal obligations to a city or a county cemetery?
The cemetery provision is actually in the charter, and of course the committee's in the code. And as you'll recall, we looked at this issue fairly hard probably 3 years ago.
Yeah, we looked at it real hard.
It's been a while. There is nothing that says that the city will open a certain number of cemeteries. There's nothing that says the city has to maintain this particular kind of cemetery. But it does say the city will, will review it and explore it. And my view is I think you have an obligation to do just that. I mean, if it's something that ought to be provided, it can be provided, you ought to look at doing that. Because I think it's what's contemplated by the charter and the code. But let me just go back. Even though it's contemplated by the charter and the code, there's nothing in there that says you specifically will have a cemetery of a certain size. You'll have a cemetery that has this many spaces. It just says, you'll look at the cemetery. Well, we maintain the cemetery, so the position is we're already doing that. But it is something I think y'all ought to look at. The other thing, the contract that we have with the church, as you will recall, is subject to your discretion. If at any point we feel like it does not meet the needs of the city, we can at that point choose to do our own. I know there's been some concern about, are we roped into that forever? That never was the intent of the agreement. I think the agreement fairly well provides that if we feel like it's not meeting the city's needs, we can do what we need to do. So those are the two issues. But yes, to answer your question, what I would respectfully recommend is y'all commission a committee, the committee look at it and give y'all some suggestions, and then you go from there and figure out what you want to do. It's expensive, as you know.
Man, that's all I had. I just wanted to bring it up. I just wanted to remind this commission. And I feel like we have some obligation. We don't, not legal, but I just think we have some obligation to the community to decide what we're going to do. And I just want everybody to be aware of it. And at some point in time, we'll talk about it again and bring it up and see what the gut feeling is of everybody at that time. But I do appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Harris? Commissioner Darden?
Yes, I have a couple of things. First, I'd like to thank City Council for the flaws and concerns of my absence. Thank you for your prayers, everything, during the surgery that I had to undergo. Everything's going well. And, we're not 100%, but we're still kicking, but not high. So we're doing good. I'd like to thank Mike for getting the stop sign up down on 4th and Popular. Had a bad wreck down yesterday, right on that same corner. And signs went up today. A couple of people ran through the stop sign before they realized they were there. But everybody, I think, was pleased with it because as soon as they crossed the railroad tracks on 4th Street, they floored until they passed Popular Street, get down past Paul Richardson, get down past that daycare center. That's when they slow up because that's a curve. So now they've got to slow up before then and keep their speed within the normal speed limits, and then they can continue on. So I think it's a good thing to have that stop sign there. It'll help the children playing out the street there, and hopefully stop some wrecks from being right down that corner because they've had several. So that's a good thing.
Can I ask one question on that, Mr. Darden?
Yeah.
Where that stop sign was put up, Mr. Neal, I know that when they put the stop signs, when they redid the streets over there by Walnut Street and Macon Street, they put the crosswalks there. It actually looks like are there crosswalks at this, where these stop signs are at?
I don't think so, and we do need some flashing lights, and Eddie and I talked about that.
But I was thinking, I noticed now when you go down Macon Street toward the Stuckey's Dry Cleaner, you see the big crosswalk and you kind of hesitate because you think it's the stop sign for you, and it's not. It's the stop sign for Walnut that goes across. So if we put the wide strips there for crosswalks for the kids at those intersections, maybe that'd be more of awareness than, because you'd be surprised if you go over there on Macon Street, Walnut Street now, people actually sit there and you looking at it like you got the right way going, and they're sitting there waiting on you. They're waiting on. So maybe if we just stripe that with the big wide stripes right there for a crosswalk, that because you see it as you're coming down the road. You're not used to that stop sign being there. It took me a long time right down here on Brunswick Street and Magnolia Street. I used to run that stop sign all the time until when the blue lights showed up, and I realized there was a four-way stop there. So, but I believe if you put those crosswalks across there, that might just, the visual will help also, and if not, then we'll look at doing the signs. And I think that, okay. I'm sorry, Commissioner Darden.
Also, the big trash bins we were talking about, I see them in several places over town, and people are starting to use those. I think those big green trash bins. I noticed one on Popular Street, one on Railroad, a couple other places I've seen in town. But that's a good thing, and I think that's going to help with the trash in the area because the people begin other thing is that, I'd like to ask the city for proclamation for our pastor, our church, who just recently passed.
Mr. Benson.
And, we're gonna have this come on Saturday. Proclamation from the city for that. And, that's it.
Ms. Jackson, can you provide that for me?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am. And sorry to hear about the passing of Reverend Benson.
Rose, you need some info on.
Yes, I can get with Patient Doc.
Okay.
Yep. I can remember, I told Mr. Deal today, I can remember Brother Mitch talking about, when I was at the, Martin Luther King supper that night, when my wife said, he's talking to you, he's saying to Mary, he's looking right at you, and he's going like, Mary, you gotta lead him to the water, and when you get him to the water, now you gotta help him there, and we here to help you, so, I really appreciate Mr. Minson, so, thank you, Commissioner Dodd. Commissioner Reddish?
Only thing I have is, I'm still waiting on the trash to get picked up.
Well,
I think I talked about that last meeting.
We're
My area still needs to be picked up.
yes, sir.
working on it. Actually, we had 2 trucks over there too, when I'm with us driving.
That's our biggest problem today.
And look, we're getting the control of it, but there's still some,
I guess the garbage trucks went down Monday.
yeah, we got them back up now.
Yeah,
Couple
I heard him this morning about 5 o'clock this morning, so I figured he got up and running.
One other,
Yes, sir.
Mike, thank you for that article on the trash up in there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's important, it's something we need to know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
All right, anything else, Commissioner Rich?
So I am.
Got a couple of things, as, Mr. Deal stated, he and I did attend the county meeting last night, for the approval for the resurfacing roughly about 7 miles of, road in the city limits, roughly around $570-something thousand worth of roads that the, County Commissioner, Luke Thomas and County Commissioner Ralph Hickox, used their SPOS money, wasn't it? SPOS money to get these streets paved. Got quite a few of them on there. Mr. Deal has the list of those, if you'd like to look at them, the streets and all. So I do hope that in the paving process that we make sure that the paving company puts those as risers in the sewer manholes, because if not, then we've got to go back and fix it. So I hope that the county has gotten with the contractor to make sure that they put those risers in there, because if not,
We'll be having a problem.
that's exactly right.
Not only that, they need to come back and dress those streets up, because when they come there and raise the dirt, they leave the dirt, and that's the way it grows, so.
Yeah, so they need to be graded out, yeah.
Just back up.
And we'll, Mr. Deal and I will try to stay with those contractors and the county and see that we can, if not, we could get a crew out there to clean it, because you're right, that's, I mean.
Because right now, I got some still when they get, Cypress Street, I know it's grass that grows on top of it now, you know. They did knock down some, they didn't knock down all of them.
Okay. But I do want to say that, so I appreciate the county very much, and I went to publicly thank them for their services for that. So that was a big deal for us in the city. Also, if you noticed, the parking lot there by the railroad tracks, it's graded out. It's about ready to be paved as soon as somebody gets into town. That's where we're waiting on the asphalt trucks to get here. They appreciate the hard work from the Water Department and Mr. Eddie's group, the landscaping. Mr. Boyd did the landscaping. We've got water to maintain to those plants and all. So while people are sitting at that railroad tracks there waiting on the Amtrak to leave, they can look over and see some nice shrubbery all there. And so we've got that set up with some islands and all. We've had some little bit of complications with some of the businesses there on Broad Street because of the big trucks wanting to pull in that parking lot, and we were trying to avoid them pulling in the parking lot because we don't want to tear up the asphalt. So, and it's temporary, and I think we've pretty much gotten with each business, and they're okay with it. I mean, they're not real happy, but they know that that truck's not gonna be there more than 20, 30 minutes. It's either that or, I had one of them call me about the kids leaving their facilities and darting across the street and going to the parking lot. Well, I explained to them that if you go to the street corner, there's a crosswalk, and that's what it's there for, to use the crosswalk, and it's probably 25 feet down the street. So those parents that are sitting there watching those kids run across the street, that's wrong. They should, because they darting out from behind a car that's parked on the side there. So hopefully we get all that worked out with them, and I appreciate the help from the Mr. Williams and Mr. Dan on getting that situated for us. Appreciate all those that were able to attend the GMA last weekend. I hope a lot of you got some hours and a lot of help, and I've got some information. I'll be visiting the municipal court first Monday of the month, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Talking with Judge Phelps a little bit about some of that stuff too. So it's good classes and all of it. So I appreciate everyone that went and participated. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Armstrong?
I sit and listen to you all talking about your crossings, your stop signs.
Yes, ma'am.
We have 2 stop signs that just been placed some months ago, right there off the hill, as you call the hill,
Yes, ma'am.
of the Railroad Avenue. And if you can get some scripts to go there, that'll be a big help, Commissioner Reddish. That will be a big help to the cars stopping, because like you said, you kept running that stop sign until you seen the blue light. I did it myself today. And several other people have been doing the same thing, both of those stop signs.
What, you talking about on Brunswick going up on, tell me what you talking about.
Right on Railroad Street.
Yeah, so
Right there,
Railroad
coming right
Avenue.
across the tracks, what you call the hill. They got a stop sign there on one corner and one right there on the curve there like. And people just come right across and go across the tracks and do the same thing. And if I believe if you had some type of a script in there in the road, that'll get their attention.
Okay, we'll check on that too, Ms.
Okay.
Armstrong, and see, because I had just seen that over, as Commissioner Darden said, over on his area, and that, I mean, when you cross the railroad tracks right there at the school, it's just see how fast you can get all the way down there to the other end.
Right.
That's exactly what it is.
And that's what's
Exactly
happening,
what it is, yeah.
trying to see who can get across the track before the other
Right.
one go across.
Okay, we'll get that. Yes, sir, Reverend Sweet.
I have a quick question. I want to know what do I have to do to get a written confirmation about being on the agenda? Because we had a misunderstanding between me and the city manager. Because I called like I normally call the Wednesday before the Friday. I always call on Wednesday, but it was too late, what he told me tonight. But I want to know, how can I go about getting a written confirmation, yes or no, am I on it? Because I thought I was on tonight, and Mr. Atkins thought he was on tonight. But it just got a misunderstanding on it. But I want to know what I have to go about getting, once I talk to somebody, can I come by the city and get a yes or no written? Am I on it or am I not on it?
Yeah, we don't give a written permission, but I tell you, just like I told you last Thursday, no, you didn't have time to get on this agenda because we were off on Friday and we did the agenda on Thursday. So we already had the agenda out for approval.
Okay.
And just like I told you on.
So it's just verbal?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'll tell you,
Just like-
I mean, most people I let get on the agenda, but you've been here, 3 times in the last 2 months, and I told you pretty much what you wanted to know about the lights. We can only afford so many lights per household, and your street has max number of lights, and also.
Well, I'm gonna talk about that, because that's not true. We don't have 2 lights on our street, 2.
I told you.
Okay, well, we'll, when you get on the agenda, that'll be under discussion at that time.
Yes, sir.
All right? All right, we've got a motion to go in executive session.
So moved.
Motion second by Commissioner House, second by Commissioner Townsend. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Townsend,
Yes.
Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Commissioner Reddish,
Yes.
Commissioner Darden.
Yes.
All right.